It's my pleasure to introduce to you today on Seriously Speaking, Kemi Adetiba. Yeah.
Yay.
So you have to catwalk. Okay, there you are. Where did those legs come from? Hi, love.
Hey.
Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Right, nice to meet you on camera.
On camera.
And on this side.
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm a bit flustered, but I'll be fine.
Well, you know what the director told me before we started? So you know what, you've got to say this on camera. Like, both of you look alike. You look the same on camera.
I think that's an honor, because I think you're absolutely gorgeous.
Wow. It's an honor, too, because I think you're absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
So we're saying the same thing to each other. But, you know, your mom is Mayan Adetiba. Yes. Having a mother like that, I mean, this is a top engineer, a top businesswoman. She's run the Society of Women of, Nigerian Society of Engineers as a vice president and things like that. What is it like being the daughter of a woman as strong as that?
I think you said everything that you know, in the opening. Maybe growing up initially, I was a bit intimidated. Actually, not now. Not because she's still not doing absolutely amazing things, but it's almost that she gives me a lot of power. Growing up, she never let me have any excuses. Even till today, if I say, oh, blah, 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 and then, oh, woe is me, and she goes, so? Like, she literally goes, I was like, I need you being soft right now, mommy. I don't need you being hard, mommy. She goes, okay, sorry, but so? So she's never been that person to... I think a lot of who I am and my spirit is because I had a mom like that. I call her king woman. She's like a tiger. And she will do absolutely anything for her cubs. And one of the first things I learned is beauty means absolutely nothing, but what you have in your hands is everything. And she goes, no matter who you marry, no matter what you have to be able to have a skill of your own hand, have your money, so no one will be able to tell you any nonsense. And she made me know, I mean, when I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to take presents from anyone, especially not any man.
Because she got where she got on her own merit. So
exactly, you just had to, exactly. You know. So I know no other way. I know no other way.
So why did you choose communication?
I don't
and not engineering or law?
I know, I don't think I chose it. I think it chose me. I've always been that child. And I say it over and over in interviews, and people think I'm weird, but I was that weird child growing up that would go into my room, be alone, lock up. And I had this, you know those boom boxes, the big ones with the detachable speakers? And then I'd throw my tapes on the bed and I'll detach the speakers and I hold cradle one here and cradle one on the other side, because to me, headphones at that point in time didn't give me the maximum volume I'd want from music.
And you hold the speakers.
Exactly. And then they used to call me DJ K in school because I was the one, you know, maybe in America.
Was this in high school or in university?
High school. You know, high school, so they call me DJ K because if you wanted the latest single or whatever, I was the one to meet. But so I've always been that way inclined. I used to go with my dad to the studios growing up because my dad, you know, was in media. So I've always been that way inclined. So I didn't, it wasn't intentional. And then over the...
as is. Because I mean, I wonder, your mother's achievements, you'd have thought, okay, I should be an engineer.
Oh, yeah, nobody became an engineer. And she's a bit upset about that because she really wanted at least one of her kids. The last hope was my little brother because he's really smart. And I think for a year, I think he actually went into university in the States with her thinking that he was in engineering, or maybe he started getting like, you know, pre-courses. And then a year in, he broke it to her like, yeah, I'm advertising. She was a bit gutted.
So your dad's genes were stronger on that side.
And he wasn't doing anything. He was just like, oh, okay.
Because he was in the media.
Yeah, he was in the media.
So who would you say is proudest of you today?
I think they both are, but it's so weird because my mom is in, my mom's an engineer. I'm legally trained, so I have a first degree in law. But then even while I was studying for law, I was working...
I didn't know that. I thought you just did your, you know...
Oh, no, I have a second in film, but then I have a first degree in law from University of Lagos. And even while I was doing it, I was on the radio. I was working on the radio. And they probably just thought, yeah, you know, by the time she graduates, you know, she'll be over that. Don't worry about it. But by the time I graduated, I got a big offer to be, I don't even know if I don't know if I can change the channel, but I got a big offer.
Go ahead, no problem.
At that time, it was Studio 53, the premier Studio 53. It wasn't the way it was now. It was like you travel all over Africa and you bring, So then Mnet's influence they didn't have a lot of programs or presenters from Nigeria like they do now. So it was a big deal back in the day. So that finished, and then so it was the matter of law school, and that came up, and I had to go to South Africa for like a month to train. It was actually I and Ike Osaki-Odoa. We started off together, and it was like,
what should I?
And what is so weird is my mom was the one that said, go for it. My dad, on the other hand, who lived this industry.
Yeah, I guess his experience hasn't been the best in the time when...
He understands it's very volatile. Not everyone makes it. For every one person that makes it, you have 100 people that have a failing story. And he just didn't want me to be that person. So even when I started off on the radio, he wasn't particularly very hyped about it. My mom was the one like, yes, and then we're going to get your car so you can be driving to school and driving there and coming back. And it's so weird because you think that, you know, she'd be the one. Yeah. So they're both really proud of me. They just... warmed up to it in different ways. But my dad now, like when he goes to the club and his friends are telling him, oh, I saw your daughter on television or in front of some magazine, it tickles him. So he's, and I go to him a lot for advice because of course he understands the industry and he knows the industry, and then speaking with press and things like that, he said, these are the things you never speak about. You know?
So what would you never speak about?
He says, never speak about religion, sex, and there's another...
Race? That won't apply here.
Was it politics? I think it was politics. I've failed in maybe a couple of them.
Because you're a very open person.
Yes.
Does that translate into your work?
Yes, yes. I'm very, and I love the way that I am. I mean, sometimes I might be I'm very colorful. I'm very flavorful. So for some people, it might be... It's a bit... But I have my mom's... Like Nigerians say, ginger.
Yes, your mom's ginger, absolutely.
So I have like a perfect balance of my parents. My dad's humor and wit and sarcasm, and I have my mom's drive, and she's very spunky and very out there and in your face. So
obviously, being a female film director wasn't odd for you.
No, and it still isn't, and it's so weird.
But it's odd to a lot of people, I mean.
Yeah, and then a lot of people think I'm a boy. It's just now I'm, you know, from my Instagram.
You're going to see your videos.
Yeah, I've had people have full-blown conversations with me, and they still think I'm a boy because they haven't met me. So, or when they especially people abroad, when they ask me to come speak, or from other countries wanting me to direct, until we meet, or maybe sometimes over the phone, we're like, "You're a girl." I'm like, "Is that a problem?" So, but it's okay. It's fine. You know, whatever rocks their boat.
So for you, it doesn't matter breaking whatever norm. What other norms are you going to break soon?
What
other norms do you think you will break soon?
You see, that's the thing about it, because I don't think I'm breaking anything. Because my mom, I think it goes back to what I think I'm just existing. And when people ask me, because people ask me this question all the time, how does it feel being like the only woman doing blah, 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 blah? And then it's like, they call it in a man's industry. And I'm like, you see, that's where we first have a problem. I don't think it's a man's industry. I think it's dominated by men. Now, I don't want like a little girl to be sitting down watching. I'm talking about it's so hard, and you know, I can't. You know, I wake up in the morning, and I mean, there might be some truth to it being slightly difficult for me because I have to work harder than the other person. But then I don't see. I have no choice, so you do what you have to do. But I don't want some little girl seeing me, and that's what I am showing her. And she goes, let me not even bother.
To try and be a woman.
Exactly. So guess what? I'm here. I didn't pay anyone to be here. I wasn't intimate with anyone to be here, so it can be done. End of story. So it's not that it's a man's industry, it's just dominated by men because a lot of women are refusing to come into it. Finish.
That's all it is. You know, so what do you prefer? Music videos or documentaries?
I do a wide spectrum of things. The thing about music videos is because you have your name either in the beginning or the end, so people know me a lot for music videos. But I do everything. I do commercials, I do documentaries, I provide a lot of TV content. I could shoot your show.
Oh, cool. I mean, you could present the show too.
Exactly. So I mean, like, so anything as audio visual, I do. So from in front and behind the camera.
So you're complete.
I'm complete.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a very short clip of one of the videos that you did, one of my favorites, and then it's one of the Tiwa Savage ones that, you know, that
my darling.
You did. And oh, my darling. So we'll play that very short before we come back to our panelists on the panel. Thank you, Kemi, for being with me. So we're back in a short while.